This is Southern Water's pumping station at Fullerton in Hampshire, on the banks of the River Test. It dumps millions of gallons of raw sewage into the UK's most famous chalkstream. Locals say they've had enough, and they're joined in a protest of more than 100 concerned citizens by an unexpected supporter.
I'm Ross Brawn and I worked in Formula 1 for many years. I've retired now and I've always been a conservationist, but I'm putting much more effort into my conservation work, and I'm here today to protest against the dumping of raw sewage into the River Test, one of the most important chalk streams in the world.
The protest is underway because a team of local riverkeepers are fighting back. Not only are the water company pumping raw effluent into the river, they're bringing it in tankers from elsewhere to dump. It's causing issues with wildlife on a SSSI and the local economy. Ross Brawn adds a significant voice to the protest.
The regulatory authorities have failed to hold Southern Water accountable, and as a result, the Fullerton Works is dumping raw sewage continuously into the River Test.
This is the Southern Water sewage treatment works at Fullerton, which have a pipe about 2 miles long that discharges straight into the main River Test behind us. And at the moment the system is completely overwhelmed as they are tankering sewage in from way outside the catchment of this sewage works and exploiting their status, their licence for a CSO, by discharging raw sewage, diluted raw sewage straight into the river.
The riverkeepers are putting their health at risk to look after this lovely piece of water, which is one of only 200 chalk streams in the world. There are reports locally of disease spreading, even dogs falling ill after swimming in the river, and a water company posting huge profits without apparently investing them back into the infrastructure. Less than 18% of the test now meets acceptable water quality standards.
It's outrageous what Southern Water are doing at the moment. I know it's other water companies in other rivers as well, but we're concerned with Southern Water poisoning the River Test. And they have been taking their profits and dividends all these years and not investing properly in the infrastructure. Now we're all paying the price.
My name's Alice. I live in Longstock, which is one of the villages that runs alongside the River Test. My young children, we live alongside the river, they paddle in the river. They're going to get sick if it carries on. There's dogs, so my friend has a dog who lives on the river and the dog's getting sick because it goes in and out of the river. This must stop. It has to stop now, and it cannot continue. Southern Water needs to hold themselves accountable and change the way that they practice. Please look at the future. Look at my son. He's 1 year old. He wants to grow up with the beautiful rivers that we have. SSSI River Test is one of the rarest chalk streams in the entire world. There's only 200 in the entire world, and you are destroying this precious, unique river. Shame on you.
I think to solve this problem we need to recognise that utilities are private companies, but we need to get a balance between their profitability and their investments, a better balance, because at the moment it's all profit. And a CEO of a water company, if he turns to his shareholders and says, I'm going to make a massive investment in rejuvenation of my facilities, they'll just sack him because there's no one holding them to account. They find it cheaper to pay the fines than they do to fix the problem.
Water quality is being measured here to test it for all sorts of nasty stuff that really shouldn't be in a pristine chalk stream. Keepers Ben Botley and Paul Bailey collect samples from water running off the Fullerton discharge pipe to see what's in there. It's not good news for anything that lives in the river.
It causes problems to invertebrates, to fish.
It causes algae blooms in the river, which smother the gravels and the other plants and deoxygenate. So
Yeah, it causes, for all life in the river, it's going to cause major problems. You know, fish and invertebrates are dying as we speak. We can see the evidence from the kick samples, just what an impact it's having, you know. So yeah, it's terrible.
Has to end because they are deliberately exploiting a loophole.
There are issues on so many of Britain's rivers now, and the water companies are in crisis. The message to the likes of Southern Water here on the Test is clear. The protesters here at Fullerton are demanding it's time they cleaned up their act.